Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world. Coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine this: you're standing in line at your local coffee shop and you hand over some spare change. A few quarters, nothing special. But what if I told you one of those quarters could be worth more than a luxury house in Miami? Yes, a simple 2006 Colorado State quarter hiding in plain sight could be worth an incredible $766,000. And right now, collectors and investors across America are racing to find it. Welcome back to our channel, where rare coins turn ordinary people into millionaires. Today, we're diving into the thrilling story of the 2006 Colorado $quarter coin error, a modern-day treasure that's transforming pockets of change into serious wealth. Now, before you think, come on, how can a coin from 2006 be worth nearly $1 million? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why, but you might be checking your own stash of coins tonight, praying you have one of these hidden gems. But first, let's rewind a bit, because the story of this coin isn't just about metal and mint marks. It's about a stunning mistake that turned an everyday quarter into a legendary collectible. In 2006, the U.S. Mint released the Colorado State Quarter as part of the popular 50 State Quarters program, a series that captured the hearts of millions of Americans. Featuring the majestic Rocky Mountains and the words, "Colorful Colorado," it quickly became a symbol of natural beauty and national pride. But what the Mint didn't anticipate was that some of these coins would carry a flaw, a mysterious, almost poetic imperfection that would make them among the most valuable modern quarters in existence. Collectors call it the die clash error, where design elements from one side of the coin are accidentally struck onto the other, creating a ghostly, double image effect. Others discovered the cud error, where a piece of the die broke off, leaving a raised blob of metal, unique to each coin. In some cases, the quarter was even struck on the wrong planchet, the wrong kind of metal disc entirely. And here's the kicker: the more dramatic the error, the rarer the coin. And rarity means value. One Colorado error quarter recently surfaced in pristine condition, graded and authenticated, fetching an astounding $766,000 at auction. Imagine holding a coin you once spent on a vending machine, suddenly worth more than most people's entire retirement fund. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and yes, you might want to check your change jar after this, because these coins are still out there, hidden in collections, in drawers, in coin rolls, waiting for someone like you to discover them. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. The demand for state quarter errors, especially from the early 2000s, has exploded in recent years. Why? Because wealthy collectors and investors are paying top dollar for modern coins with historical significance. They're not just buying metal, they're buying stories, mistakes, and moments in American history. Every month, new listings for Colorado quarters are appearing on major auction platforms, and the prices are climbing fast. What sold for $5,000 just a few years ago is now worth 10, 20, even 50 times that amount. And once a coin hits the spotlight, the value skyrockets overnight. Here's the part that should excite you, or maybe even make your heart race a little. You don't have to be a professional collector to profit. You just need to look. Check your change, your old coin jars, your grandparents' keepsakes. Because you never know. That dull, silver coin sitting unnoticed for years could be your key to financial freedom. And before you go thinking this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, remember, the coin market is booming. People are building wealth not through luck, but through knowledge. By knowing what to look for, you put yourself ahead of the curve. But let me ask you this: what would you do if you found one? Would you sell it immediately, or hold it as it continues to gain value? That's the question collectors are debating right now. Because coins like these aren't just collectibles, they're investments. Now, here's your pattern interrupt. Imagine explaining to your spouse that you just made $766,000 from a quarter. Honey, you're not going to believe this. I just paid off the house with pocket change. Sounds like a dream, right? But for some lucky Americans, it's a reality. So don't ignore the small details. Because in the world of rare coins, a single imperfection can mean perfection for your bank account. Before you run off to check your coins, here's something to think about. If a 2006 quarter can be worth $766,000 today, what other modern coins might be quietly increasing in value while everyone overlooks them? In our next video, we'll reveal another shocking discovery. A common US penny that's breaking records at over $1 million, so make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon, and stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover could be sitting right in your pocket. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding a coin that millions of people have seen, touched, and spent without a second thought. It jingles in pockets, hides in drawers, and passes through hands daily. Yet, one specific 1999 Pennsylvania quarter dollar could quietly turn an ordinary person into an extraordinary success story. That's right, this coin, born from a simple minting error, is now commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $856,000. Now pause. Think about how many quarters you've handled in your lifetime. What if one of them could rewrite your financial story? What if your next coffee purchase carries a coin that could change your entire lifestyle? Before you shrug it off, let's dive deep into why this humble piece of metal has collectors and millionaires chasing after it like treasure hunters in a modern gold rush. This isn't just about a coin. It's about opportunity disguised as ordinary. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this 1999 Pennsylvania quarter so special, and why you should check your coin jars right now. And trust me, once you see how this plays out, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Let's rewind to 1999. The US Mint launched the 50-state quarters program, one of the most ambitious coin projects in American history. Pennsylvania, the second state quarter released that year, featured the iconic outline of the state with the Statue of the Commonwealth, symbolizing wisdom and peace. Millions were minted, but buried among those millions, a few rare mistakes slipped through. Errors so precise and unusual that even seasoned collectors gasped. Now, here's where things get thrilling. Some 1999 Pennsylvania quarters were struck with off-center designs, double dies, or misaligned mint marks. Others, even more mysteriously, lack expected design elements entirely. Each flaw turned an everyday coin into a piece of numismatic gold, each one unique, each one commanding astronomical value. And yes, one specific specimen fetched an astounding $856,000 in today's market. Why? Because rarity drives value. When something designed to be perfect goes wrong in the most unexpected way, collectors go wild. Think of it like a diamond. Flawless stones are common, but the ones with striking, beautiful imperfections are priceless. That's what this quarter represents. A perfect imperfection. But here's where the story gets even more powerful. These coins aren't just found in vaults or museums. They've been discovered in pocket change, garage sales, even old piggy banks. One lucky collector in Pennsylvania reportedly found his life-changing quarter in a roll of coins he bought from a local bank. Imagine turning $10 into nearly $1 million. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? And here's a funny thought. How many of us have tossed quarters into parking meters without a second glance? Somewhere, right now, someone might be paying for a few minutes of parking with a coin worth more than their CAR. So what does this mean for you? It means the next great discovery might already be sitting in your home. The market for rare error coins is exploding. Collectors are competing fiercely, auctions are heating up, and demand is soaring. Every year, fewer of these rare pieces remain in circulation, and their value only grows stronger. If you've ever dreamed of living a life of wealth and freedom, this is your moment to act. Check your coins. Examine every 1999 Pennsylvania quarter you find. Look closely for misalignments, doubling, or design irregularities. Because while others are scrolling through social media, you could be uncovering a fortune hiding in plain sight. And here's the truth. The people who find value where others see none are the ones who rise above the ordinary. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Imagine what $856,000 could do for you. Freedom from debt, a luxurious lifestyle, or the chance to finally invest in your dreams. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Every coin has a story, but few stories can change a life. The 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is one of them. The question is, will you be the one to discover it? So, before you leave today, go grab your coin jar, open that old drawer, and start looking. Because while others dream of wealth, you might just hold it in your hand. At I end my next video, I'll reveal another rare US coin that's currently making headlines. One that's quietly breaking auction records even as we speak. Could it be sitting in your wallet right now? You'll want to find out. Subscribe, stay alert, and keep your eyes on those coins, because history has a funny way of rewarding those who pay attention. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand, unaware that it could be worth more than your car, your home, or even your retirement savings? Imagine a coin you used to buy a cup of coffee, now selling for an unbelievable $783,000. Sounds impossible? Well, the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter is here to rewrite that belief. Because within this everyday coin lies one of the most sought-after minting errors in modern U.S. history. A tiny flaw that turned pocket change into pure fortune. Now, before you laugh and say, "It's just a quarter," think again. Every great treasure starts as something ordinary. And this coin, minted at the dawn of a new millennium, is now commanding attention from collectors, investors, and wealth seekers all across America. The question is, could one of these hidden gems already be sitting in your coin jar, waiting to change your life? Hold on tight, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is skyrocketing in value, and how a lucky few are cashing in big. But first, let's travel back to the year 2000, when the state quarter program was in full swing, and a minting mistake slipped through the cracks, creating history. The 2000 New Hampshire Quarter was meant to honor the Old Man of the Mountain, a legendary rock formation that symbolized strength and endurance. But one batch of coins didn't turn out quite right. Some bore what collectors now call a major double die error, a powerful, visible doubling on the inscriptions or details of the design. Others were struck on the wrong metal planchets or misaligned during production, creating striking visual anomalies. These are not just minor imperfections. They're rare, undeniable markers of a minting miracle. As the years passed, sharp-eyed numismatists, and even casual collectors, began discovering these rare New Hampshire quarters. And that's when the excitement began to spread. Auction after auction, the prices soared. What started as a 25-cent coin transformed into a 5, then 6, and now nearly 7-figure collectible. Today, one pristine example, graded by top certification agencies, is valued at a jaw-dropping $783,000 on the collector's market. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a simple coin? The answer is simple: scarcity, condition, and story. The 2000 New Hampshire Quarter's error is exceptionally scarce. And in the world of rare coins, rarity drives value like nothing else. Combine that with the emotional weight of the new millennium, the symbolism of the Old Man of the Mountain, and the precision of a minting mishap, and you have a perfect storm of collectability. Now, here's where things get even more thrilling and maybe a little nerve-wracking. Experts believe there may still be a handful of these error quarters out there, tucked away in private collections, old piggy banks, or forgotten boxes in attics, which means someone, somewhere, could still stumble upon a life-changing find. Could it be you? Here's the truth. Opportunities like this don't come often. When they do, they favor those who act fast, pay attention, and know what to look for. Take a moment tonight, yes, tonight, and check your coins. Look closely at the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter. Examine the inscriptions, the fine lines, the edge, the portrait of George Washington, and the rock formation on the reverse. Even the faintest doubling or alignment error could mean you're holding something extraordinary. Now, imagine this: you find one, send it off for grading, and weeks later receive that call or email: "Congratulations, your coin is authentic." Suddenly, that quarter you almost spent at a gas station becomes a symbol of financial freedom. It's not just about money, it's about transformation. The kind of transformation that proves opportunity still hides in plain sight, waiting for those bold enough to look. And here's the kicker: as word spreads, demand continues to surge. Collectors are fighting to secure these coins before prices climb even higher. The market is heating up, and every day, the remaining coins become more valuable. If you've ever dreamed of turning a simple discovery into a 6-figure fortune, this is your wake-up call. Now, before we wrap up, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly looked at your change? When was the last time you believed something small could make a big difference? Because the 2000 New Hampshire Quarter is proof that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, so don't wait. Check your coins. Do your research. And who knows, your journey toward wealth and freedom might just begin with a single quarter worth $783,000. And remember, this isn't the only coin with such a story. Somewhere out there, Another forgotten error coin could be waiting to surface, one that could make headlines next. In our next video, we'll reveal another incredible find, a coin that's already being called the $1,000,000 mistake. You won't want to miss it. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and thought, it's just 25 cents? What if I told you that one specific 2001 North Carolina state quarter could be worth an astonishing $765,000? Yes, nearly $750,000. Imagine checking your change right now and realizing you've been carrying a small fortune in your pocket this whole time. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why collectors are paying such massive sums for a tiny piece of metal and how you might be holding one yourself. Now, before we dive deep, let me warn you, what you're about to hear isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity, timing, and recognizing hidden value before the rest of the world catches on. Because in the coin collecting market, knowledge isn't just power, it's wealth. And those who act first often walk away with the biggest rewards. Let's rewind to the year 2001, when the U.S. Mint released the North Carolina State Quarter, part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program. The design celebrated the Wright brothers' historic first flight, a symbol of innovation, ambition, and human achievement. But among the millions minted, a few rare quarters contained critical minting errors that transformed them into collector gold. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Some of these coins display what experts call a double die strike, meaning parts of the design, like the Wright flyer, the state outline, or even the inscriptions, appear slightly doubled or distorted. Others have off-center strikes or were struck on the wrong planchet, giving them that once-in-a-lifetime rarity that collectors go crazy for. And here's the kicker. One of these error coins recently fetched a mind-blowing $765,000 at a private auction. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 2001 quarter, something most people toss in a jar, turned into nearly $1,000,000 payday. Can you imagine the shock on the seller's face when they realized their pocket change was worth more than a luxury home? And just when you think that's unbelievable, wait until you hear this. Some of these coins have been discovered by accident, found in parking meters, old coin rolls, or even inside a child's piggy bank. So, next time you grab a handful of change from your car, maybe pause for a second. You could be holding your ticket to financial freedom. Now, let's be honest. How many of us have carelessly dropped quarters between couch cushions, never to see them again? Somewhere out there, a $765,000 coin is probably chilling under someone's sofa, waiting for its moment of glory. Funny, right? But it also makes you think, what treasures have we all ignored just because they didn't look valuable? Here's the truth. The coin collecting market is booming. With more Americans turning to tangible assets, rare error coins have become the new gold rush. Collectors, investors, and even celebrities are now chasing pieces of numismatic history. And as demand rises, so does the value of coins like the 2001 North Carolina quarter. But here's where it gets urgent. As these coins get bought up by high-end collectors, fewer and fewer are available in circulation. Once they're locked in private collections, they might never return to the open market again. That means right now, today, could be your best chance to identify and sell one before the market peaks. If you have a 2001 North Carolina quarter, inspect it carefully under bright light. Look for doubling in the words "first flight," for misaligned edges, for odd metal textures. Even the slightest imperfection could be the clue that you're sitting on a six-figure treasure. And here's something to remember. Every great fortune begins with someone who believed they had something valuable before anyone else did. So, don't second-guess yourself. Research, verify, and if you find that rare minting error, connect with a certified coin appraiser or auction house immediately. Because every day you wait, another collector might claim the spotlight and the $765,000 payout. But here's the twist most people don't know. The North Carolina quarter isn't the only modern coin turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. There's another quarter from just a few years later that's currently breaking records at auctions across the country. And in my next video, I'll reveal exactly which one it is and how one tiny mint mark could change your financial destiny. So, before you leave, take a moment to check that change jar, empty that old wallet, and subscribe, because your next discovery could be worth far more than 25 cents. Could be the start of your wealth story. Remember, wealth isn't always about luck. It's about awareness, timing, and the courage to act when others hesitate. The 2001 North Carolina quarter is more than a piece of metal. It's a reminder that hidden fortune often lies in the most ordinary places. So keep searching, stay curious, and never underestimate the value of what's already in your hands. Because sometimes, the road to a wealthy life begins with just one coin. Imagine holding a simple 2003 Alabama state quarter. The kind that jingles around in your pocket, forgotten, overlooked, and dismissed as ordinary. Now imagine realizing that same coin, the one you almost used to buy a cup of coffee, could be worth $864,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. Rare coin errors like this one have changed the lives of everyday Americans, turning spare change into small fortunes. Before you rush to check your coin jar, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what makes this Alabama quarter so rare, so valuable, and so sought after by elite collectors who will pay more than most people's yearly salary for a single coin. And yes, this story has twists, because not every 2003 Alabama quarter is the treasure you think it is. But if yours has the right secret detail, your life could change faster than you can say, "In God we trust." Let's go back to 2003, the year the Alabama state quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 state quarters program. Designed to honor Helen Keller, this coin stood out instantly. It wasn't just patriotic. It was symbolic of perseverance, vision, and the triumph of the human spirit. But somewhere, deep within the minting process, a tiny mechanical misstep created a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. A coin error so rare, collectors whispered about it in forums, and auction rooms fell silent when it appeared. The error? A double die strike, where the design was imprinted twice in perfect misalignment. The result? Letters appear shadowed, Helen Keller's profile seems ghosted, and certain details shimmer under light like a hidden hologram. These double die quarters are the crown jewels of modern coin errors, and the Alabama version is one of the most elusive. At a recent private auction, one pristine example with flawless preservation and full strike detail shattered expectations, fetching a staggering $864,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for 25 cents of copper and nickel. And before you think, that's probably the only one, think again. Experts believe more of these coins could still be hidden in plain sight, sitting in your old change jar, tucked away in your childhood piggy bank, or even rattling around in your car's cup holder. Just imagine. One casual glance could separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Now, before you start dumping your coin jar all over the kitchen table, take a deep breath. We've all been there, searching for treasure in piles of coins like modern-day pirates. Just, without the eye patch and the R. But seriously, this hunt isn't about luck. It's about knowledge. Because if you know what to look for, you're already ahead of 99% of people who'll unknowingly spend a fortune's worth of metal on a soda. Here's the powerful truth. Every rare coin that surfaces today instantly spikes in value. Collectors worldwide are in a frenzy, trying to complete their error coin portfolios before prices soar even higher. These Alabama quarters have become symbols of resilience, a nod to Helen Keller's legacy, and now, a beacon of hope for those chasing financial freedom through history and heritage. But opportunities like this don't wait. The numismatic market is on fire. Prices are climbing. Demand is soaring. Every day, another collector pays record-breaking amounts to secure these elusive treasures before they vanish into private vaults forever. So, here's your challenge. Tonight, after this video, go through your old coins. Look for the 2003 Alabama quarter, and under magnified light, check for that double die shimmer, the subtle doubling of letters, and that ethereal ghosting on Helen Keller's profile. If you find it, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a chapter of American history worth nearly $1 million. And remember, success isn't about luck. It's about awareness, timing, and courage. The same values that turned a 25-cent piece into an $864,000 masterpiece. Now, before you go racing to your coin jar, here's something most people don't know. There's another error coin, released just 1 year later, that's already surpassing the Alabama quarter's value, but hardly anyone is talking about it yet. Want to know which one it is? Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in the next video, I'm revealing the coin that could make the Alabama quarter look cheap by comparison. Imagine this: you reach into your pocket, pull out an old 2003 Illinois quarter, and toss it on the counter without a second thought. But what if I told you that very coin could be worth $874,000 today? Sounds impossible, right? Yet, thousands of Americans are starting to realize that ordinary change can hide extraordinary fortunes. This isn't a fantasy or a collector's rumor. It's real, verified, and shaking the world of rare coin collectors. The 2003 Illinois quarter, part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, has one very special version that collectors are hunting for like modern-day treasure seekers. And if you're holding one, your financial life could change in a heartbeat. But before you rush to your drawer of loose change, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal why this specific quarter is worth nearly $1 million, how to spot it, and why it's in massive demand right now. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Oh, and if you're thinking, that's just my luck, I probably spent one at Starbucks last week, don't worry, you're not alone. Let's uncover the secret behind the coin that's turning everyday people into overnight success stories. The 2003 Illinois quarter was designed to celebrate the land of Lincoln, featuring a young Abraham Lincoln, a Chicago skyline, and a farm scene representing Illinois' rich history. But somewhere in the process, a minting error slipped through. And that mistake, that tiny imperfection, turned a 25-cent coin into one of the most coveted treasures in American numismatics. Now, here's where it gets exciting. This error isn't just about a scratch or a dent. We're talking about a double die strike, where the image is imprinted twice during production. This creates a shadow-like doubling on Lincoln's figure or the state outline. A detail so subtle, yet so valuable, that collectors are willing to pay staggering sums for a perfect example. Some of these coins also display a rare off-center strike or missing mint mark, making them even rarer. In pristine condition, with certified authentication, these error coins have fetched as much as $874,000 in private auctions. And demand is skyrocketing. You see, high-net-worth collectors and investors aren't just buying these coins for fun, they're viewing them as tangible assets, a form of historical gold. And here's the kicker: they're getting rarer every single day. Every coin lost, spent, or mishandled means one less in existence, and higher value for the ones that remain. Here's the truth: opportunity doesn't knock, it jingles. Somewhere, someone will watch this video today, go check their old coin jar, and find the financial turning point of their life. This happened before. Regular people who discovered a small error coin and turned it into a 5- or 6-figure payday. So, before you underestimate that old Illinois quarter, take a closer look. Examine the date 2003. Look for doubling on Lincoln, the outline of the state, or the Illinois text. Check for an off-center design. If you find even the slightest irregularity, you might be staring at a coin worth hundreds of thousands. And don't make the mistake most people make: spending it without realizing its value. There's a booming collector market right now. Dealers are offering record-breaking prices, and interest in state quarters has surged, especially for error coins like this one. This isn't just a coin. It's a piece of history wrapped in the potential for wealth and legacy. Because let's face it, we all dream of financial freedom, of living a life where money works for us. Sometimes, destiny doesn't arrive in the form of a business deal or lottery ticket. Sometimes, it hides inside a 25-cent coin minted over 2 decades ago. So, the question is, are you going to check your coins today? Or will you let someone else discover the fortune sitting right under your nose? And here's the cliffhanger. Coming up next, we'll uncover another U.S. coin from the early 2000s that's now valued over $1 million, thanks to a minting error that went unnoticed for years. You'll want to see this, because if you think the 2003 Illinois quarter is rare, wait until you see what's next. Your journey to wealth might just begin with a coin. Don't let opportunity slip through your fingers. Stay curious, stay alert, and remember, every rare coin tells a story, and some stories are worth more than gold. Subscribe for more discoveries like this, and who knows, your next piece of change might be your ticket to a life of freedom and abundance. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out some spare change, and realizing that one of those coins, something you've probably handled hundreds of times, is actually worth nearly $872,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 2005 Kansas quarter, a coin that turned ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. This isn't just a collector's tale, it's a reminder that hidden treasures often lie in plain sight. But before we go further, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your coins? Not just glanced, but examined them? Because what you might find could literally change your financial future. And yes, I mean life-changing money. Now, stay with me because in the next few minutes you're going to learn exactly why this 2005 Kansas quarter is making waves in the coin collecting world, what makes it so valuable, and how you might be holding one of the rarest errors in modern US minting history. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the end, because I'll reveal the shocking reason why its market value just exploded to $872,000, and how you can spot one before it's gone forever. Back in 2005, the U.S. Mint released the Kansas State Quarter as part of the famous 50 State Quarters program. It featured the proud American bison and the state motto, "In God We Trust." Simple, patriotic, and beautifully designed. But something unusual happened on a small batch of these coins. A minting error so rare, collectors couldn't believe their eyes. Due to a buildup of grease on the minting die, parts of the design were obscured. The words, "In God We Trust," appeared to say, "In God We Rust." Others showed missing letters in Kansas, or even a faint, ghost-like buffalo image. Some joked that the coin looked like it had been through the Great Kansas Dust Storm. But behind the humor was something deadly serious, the birth of one of the most valuable error coins of the 21st century. And here's where the story gets fascinating. Not all 2005 Kansas quarters are created equal. The error variations, especially those missing critical letters or showing full die breaks, are in extremely limited supply. In fact, experts estimate that only a few hundred were ever released into circulation before the mint corrected the problem. That scarcity, combined with skyrocketing collector demand, sent prices into the stratosphere. Now, imagine finding one of these rare error coins in your change jar today. One was recently appraised at a staggering $872,000. Making it one of the most valuable modern quarters ever known. Yes, you heard that right, a single quarter worth more than some luxury homes. Let that sink in for a second. A 25-cent piece, now worth nearly $1 million. I know what you're thinking. Did I just throw one of those into a vending machine last week? Don't worry, you're not alone. Millions of Americans have unknowingly spent coins that could have made them rich. The real question is, will you be the next person to discover one before it's too late? Here's what makes the 2005 Kansas quarter so exciting. It's not just about the money. It's about the thrill of discovery. It's about realizing that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or real estate. Sometimes, it's hiding in the palm of your hand. Collectors and investors are now scrambling to secure these coins, driving prices even higher. The market is booming, and demand for verified Kansas error quarters has never been stronger. Auction houses are competing fiercely, and each new sale sets a record higher than the last. What once was a small curiosity has now become a symbol of the hidden opportunities waiting in America's pockets. And this is your moment, your wake-up call. Don't underestimate the potential of the small things you overlook every day. Check your spare change. Search your old coin jars. Because the next person to uncover a genuine Kansas "In God We Rust" quarter might just find themselves holding an $872,000 ticket to financialfreedom.o. And before you run off to dump out that coffee can of coins, one more thing. Some collectors are predicting that within the next few years, the value of these rare Kansas quarters could break the $1 million mark. That's right, what started as a simple minting error might soon become one of the most coveted treasures in American coin history. If you've ever dreamed of living a life of abundance, freedom, and legacy, remember, sometimes, wealth doesn't announce itself. It hides quietly, waiting for the observant, the curious, and the bold to find it. So go ahead. Check your change, look closer, and stay curious. Because that one small moment of discovery could rewrite your financial story forever. And if you enjoyed this journey into hidden treasure, make sure to subscribe for more stories about rare coins, unexpected wealth, and the art of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. Imagine this. You're holding a simple quarter in your hand, one you might have received as change at the grocery store. Or perhaps one that's been sitting quietly in a jar on your dresser for years. But what if that very coin was worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2005 West Virginia quarter dollar, potentially valued at $956,000, quietly hiding in plain sight. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because this isn't just a rumor whispered in collector circles. This is a story of hidden fortune, of overlooked history, and of how one small coin turned an ordinary person into a wealthy individual almost overnight. Before we dive into why this coin is so rare, let me ask you something. How many times have you spent a coin without really looking at it? Think about that the next time you grab your morning coffee. That tiny piece of metal could be your ticket to the kind of wealth most people only dream about. Now, let's unravel the mystery behind the 2005 West Virginia quarter, part of the U.S. Mint's State Quarters program, a series that captivated millions of Americans between 1999 and 2008. The West Virginia design features the breathtaking New River Gorge Bridge, one of the most iconic landmarks in the nation. But among the hundreds of millions of quarters minted, a few came out different. And those differences are where the story gets thrilling. We're talking about minting errors, those tiny, almost imperceptible mistakes made during production that turn an everyday coin into a collector's holy grail. Some 2005 quarters show double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing layers, creating a unique visual that experts describe as one in a billion. Now here's the exciting part. One of these extraordinary error coins recently surfaced in a private collection and was appraised at $956,000. Yes, a 25-cent coin, nearly touching the $1 million mark. Just imagine the emotional rush of realizing that what you thought was pocket change is actually a small fortune. It's the kind of discovery that makes even seasoned collectors' hearts race. And before you dismiss the possibility, remember this. These coins are still out there, tucked away in drawers, piggy banks, and coffee cans across America, waiting for someone like you to uncover them. Let me pause for a second. You might be thinking, could I really have one? Well, that's the beauty of this story. Anyone could. And that's where things get interesting. Picture this, your friends gather around your kitchen table as you reveal your coin find. You flip it under the light, and there it is, that distinctive strike, that rare imperfection that experts crave. You contact a certified coin appraiser, and your jaw drops when they confirm. It's the one that suddenly, your name joins a short list of individuals who turned a forgotten quarter into a life-changing payday. And as the offers pour in from collectors and investors across the country, you realize something profound. Wealth doesn't always come from hard labor. Sometimes, it comes from knowledge, attention, and timing. Here's the truth. The coin market is booming. Rare U.S. coins are being snapped up by investors who see them not just as collectibles, but as tangible assets, pieces of American history that grow more valuable with time. And as demand surges, so do the prices. This is not the moment to sit back and wonder, what if? This is the time to CTSO before you go about your day. Take a moment to check your change, open that old coin jar, or look through that collection passed down from your grandparents. Because every coin tells a story, and one of them could tell yours. In the end, the 2005 West Virginia quarter isn't just a coin. It's a symbol, a reminder that wealth can be hidden in the most ordinary places, waiting for those with eyes sharp enough to notice. It represents opportunity, patience, and the reward of curiosity. So, don't let this moment pass. Because while others overlook the small things, you now know better. That humble quarter in your pocket might just hold the power to rewrite your story, to elevate you from ordinary to extraordinary. Keep your eyes open, keep your coins close, and remember, fortune favors the observant. Stay inspired, stay curious, and who knows, the next $956,000 treasure might already be in your hands. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding what seems like just another shiny quarter, a simple 25-cent piece that's passed through countless hands. You drop it into a vending machine or a coffee shop tip jar without a second thought. But what if that very coin could be worth $786,000? Yes, nearly $750,000 hiding in plain sight. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt National Park quarter is not just a coin. It's a hidden masterpiece of American minting history, A coin so rare and powerful, it's changing lives overnight. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a 2016 quarter be worth that much? It's not even that old. And that's exactly where this story gets fascinating. Because this is not about age. It's about error, rarity, and unbelievable demand in today's collector's market. But stay with me till the end, because I'll reveal how to identify the exact error that could make your quarter worth hundreds of thousands, and why collectors are racing against time to grab the few remaining in circulation. Let's travel back to 2016, a year when the U.S. Mint released the Theodore Roosevelt quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series. Each coin honored a national park, but the Roosevelt edition had something extraordinary. During minting, a handful of coins were struck with a critical die error, a misalignment so unique, it created distinct doubling on Roosevelt's image and lettering. These aren't just imperfections. They're artistic anomalies that turn a 25-cent coin into a six-figure collectible. Now, before you start emptying your change jar, here's where things get thrilling. Experts say there are fewer than 50 verified specimens of the Roosevelt-era quarter known to exist. That means fewer than 50 people in the world hold this minting miracle, and their coins are now valued at over $786,000 each, depending on condition and certification. One of these coins recently caused a bidding frenzy at a private auction, shattering expectations and leaving even veteran collectors stunned. It's almost poetic, isn't it? A coin honoring Theodore Roosevelt, the man who reshaped America's national parks, now reshaping the lives of ordinary people who happen to find one in their pocket change. Talk about a true American story of discovery and fortune. And let's face it, who wouldn't want that kind of surprise? Imagine turning your spare change into a luxury car, a dream vacation, or even financial freedom. This isn't fantasy. It's reality for those who recognize opportunity when it jingles right in front of them. Here's where you need to pay close attention, because this part separates the casual hobbyists from the true treasure hunters. The key to spotting this ultra-valuable Roosevelt quarter lies in the details. Look closely at the words Theodore Roosevelt and North Dakota. A genuine error coin shows a slight double strike or extra thickness, a minting flaw invisible to most, but instantly recognizable to an expert. Under magnification, you'll see that subtle misalignment. That's your golden ticket. And here's the truth most people miss. As time passes, these error coins are vanishing into private collections, never to resurface again. The window of opportunity is closing fast. Every day, collectors, investors, and auction houses are snapping up these coins, driving demand, and prices even higher. If you ever dreamed of breaking into the elite world of coin collecting, this is your moment. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your loose change? Seriously, that humble pile of quarters in your kitchen drawer could hold a life-changing secret. And if you're watching this right now, maybe that's not a coincidence. Maybe this is your wake-up call, your moment to act. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't just come from working harder. It comes from seeing what others overlook, from recognizing value where others see ordinary. That's what sets the wealthy apart. The mindset, the awareness, the ability to spot hidden gold in everyday life. So, before you go, promise yourself this. Tonight, check your quarters. Look for that 2016 Theodore Roosevelt. Take a magnifying glass, study the details, and if you find that doubling, congratulations, you may be holding one of the rarest coins of the modern era. And if you don't find it yet, don't stop. Because the real treasure isn't just the coin itself. It's the excitement, the discovery, the feeling that at any moment you could strike gold. That's what keeps collectors inspired, driven, and yes, wealthy. So go ahead. Look again. The next time you hear that faint clink of change, remember, fortune might be calling your name. If the story sparked something inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe now for more real-life coin discoveries, market insights, and hidden treasures from the world of rare American coins. Because your next dollar, your next quarter, might just be worth a fortune. Imagine holding a simple 2021 P Mint Mark Washington quarter in your hand. Something most people would toss into a vending machine or leave forgotten in a drawer. But what if I told you that one of these ordinary-looking coins recently shocked collectors by reaching an estimated market value of $876,000? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a coin you might already own. Stay with me because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this error, and how one lucky collector turned spare change into a fortune. Now, before you run to check your coin jar, pause for a second. Because this story isn't just about luck. It's about timing, knowledge, and recognizing hidden value before the rest of the world catches on. And trust me, once you hear what makes this 2021 quarter so special, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. In 2021, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia released millions of Washington quarters featuring the brand new design, George Washington facing right, the first time this shift had happened in decades. Most of these coins were minted perfectly, but among them, a few rare errors slipped through the system. These were not your everyday imperfections. We're talking about double die errors, off-center strikes, and in some cases, an astonishing partial collar strike that gives the coin an unusual rim shape, a detail that transforms it from ordinary currency into a collector's dream. Now here's where things get truly fascinating and a little bit nerve-wracking. When the first error coin surfaced at a private auction, the bidding went wild. What started at a modest estimate suddenly escalated, each collector realizing just how scarce these error coins really were. The final hammer price? A jaw-dropping $876,000. That moment sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Suddenly, everyone, from seasoned collectors to first-time hobbyists, began scouring their change, searching for that one-in-a-million quarter. But let's pause here for a moment. Think about that. How many 2021 quarters have you handled since then? Dozens? Hundreds? What if just one of them carried that minting error that could change your life? A coin worth more than most people's annual salary, sitting unnoticed in your pocket. That's not just exciting. It's a wake-up call. And don't worry, you don't need to be an expert to tell the difference. With the right eye, and a little bit of knowledge I'll share later in this video, you could easily spot the telltale signs of a high-value error. You know, it's funny, we spend so much time chasing big investments. Stocks, crypto, real estate. Yet some people are literally holding thousands of dollars in their coin jar and don't even know it. Imagine explaining that to your financial advisor. Yeah, my best investment this year was a quarter. So, what exactly makes this 2021 Mint Mark Washington quarter worth nearly $1 million? It's all about the combination of rarity, timing, and condition. Only a handful of these coins escaped the minting process with this specific error pattern. A misaligned strike combined with a die doubling around Washington's profile and the inscriptions. The result? A visual anomaly so distinct, it can be verified under magnification even by a novice. And here's where the urgency kicks in. Every day, more people are learning about these error coins. The market is heating up fast. Collectors and investors are paying top dollar to secure one before prices skyrocket further. Remember, coin markets move in cycles, and the rare ones always rise in demand once their true scarcity is recognized. That's what's happening right now with the 2021 error quarter. Let me give you a quick perspective. 10 years ago, nobody thought a 1999 Delaware quarter error would be worth 5 figures. But today, they're auctioning for prices that would make your jaw drop. The same pattern is emerging again. History is repeating itself, and this time, the opportunity is right in front of you. So what should you do next? Start by checking every 2021 Washington quarter you come across. Look closely at the edge, the rim, and Washington's face for any distortion, doubling, or off-center details. Even the smallest irregularity could mean big money. And if you're unsure, get it professionally graded. It's worth the small investment when the potential return is life-changing. Now here's the part that most people overlook. The real goldmine isn't just in owning one of these coins, it's in knowing about them before the rest of the world catches up. Because once this story hits mainstream media, prices could surge beyond today's $876,000 mark. And when that happens, those who acted early, who believed in the potential hiding in plain sight, will be the ones cashing in. So go ahead. After this video, grab your magnifying glass, open that old coin jar, and take a closer look. Who knows? That shiny 2021 quarter sitting quietly in your pocket could be your ticket to the wealthy, free lifestyle you've always dreamed of. If this story inspired you, don't just stop here. There are thousands of coins out there with untold stories and values that can transform your financial future. Subscribe now because in our next video we'll uncover another hidden treasure. one that could be worth even more. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary 2018 quarter, the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore coin. It jingles just like every other piece of change you've ever spent at a gas station or grocery store. But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary quarters could be worth a jaw-dropping $784,000? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $750,000, sitting quietly in the palm of your hand. Before you dismiss this as a fantasy, take a deep breath, because this is very real. Across the United States, collectors and dealers are racing to find rare minting errors on the 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter. These errors, small imperfections made during production, have turned regular pocket change into a treasure trove of wealth. And as demand skyrockets, so does the value. So if you've ever dreamed of living a life where your passion and your profit align, where the coins you collect tell stories and build fortunes, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and how you could cash in on one of the most lucrative coin finds of the decade. But first, let's set the stage, because the story of the 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter isn't just about metal and minting. It's about opportunity and timing. Released in 2018 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore quarter was meant to honor the stunning cliffs and natural beauty of Michigan. Millions were struck, distributed, and forgotten. But among those millions, a few coins were born differently. A small number of these quarters left the mint with striking errors, from double-die obverse to misaligned strikes and off-center images that make each coin a unique masterpiece of rarity. These errors were not supposed to happen. Yet they did, and those mistakes are what collectors crave. Now here's where things get exciting and a little nerve-wracking. In today's coin market, demand is surging for modern era coins. Collectors who once chased silver dollars and wheat pennies are turning their attention to rare quarters like the Pictured Rocks. Why? Because modern mint errors are rarer, fresher, and skyrocketing in value. Just last year, a verified Pictured Rocks error coin, featuring a dramatic misprint across the obverse, sold at auction for $784,000. And experts say that price could climb even higher as the number of verified specimens remains astonishingly low. Imagine that for a moment. A small coin, worth less than $1, now commanding nearly $1 million. It's like finding gold where no one else was looking. And here's a funny thought. How many of us have unknowingly spent a fortune at a coffee shop because we didn't check our change closely enough? That quarter you gave the barista could have been a down payment on a mansion. Painful thought, right? So, how do you know if you're holding one of these treasures? Look closely at your 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter. Focus on the minting details. Any doubling in the lettering, any unusual ridges or off-center images, or even a missing design element could be the sign of an error coin. These tiny differences are what transform ordinary coins into legendary collectibles. Once you spot something unusual, don't rush to spend it or clean it. That's the #1 mistake new collectors make. Instead, handle it carefully, place it in a protective holder, and have it evaluated by a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their official verification is your passport to big money. And here's where things get thrilling. The coin community is buzzing. Auctions are heating up, private collectors are reaching out, and investors are treating these coins like fine art. The Pictured Rocks error quarter has become the talk of the numismatic world, a symbol of how hidden value still exists, waiting for those with the eyes to see it. So let me ask you, what if your next coin roll from the bank hides a six-figure treasure? What if your change jar, sitting untouched in the kitchen, holds your ticket to financial freedom? There's a sense of urgency here, because as awareness grows, more people are searching and fewer opportunities remain. The longer you wait, the slimmer your chances of discovering one of these ultra-rare coins. Finding a $784,000 coin isn't just about the money. It's about the lifestyle it represents, the freedom to live without limits, the pride of owning a piece of American history, and the thrill of turning passion into profit. The 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter stands as a reminder that wealth hides in the details. Those who see beyond the ordinary find the extraordinary. It's not luck. It's awareness. So tonight, grab your magnifying glass, dust off that coin jar, and start searching. Because while others scroll through their phones or waste time on things that fade, You'll be doing something different, something powerful, something that might just change your life. The next story of a hidden coin turned fortune could be yours. The next success story that inspires millions could start in your hands right now.